Maggie ran away. Is she performing Escape from Alcatraz? We have no clue. Why did she do this? She called me 3 times in the night. Is she trying to raise my spirits for her band? We need to figure this out, so I'm going to step out like a detective. Oh wait, I know my daughter. She'd never do something silly. After hanging up, David couldn't believe his daughter would do this, so he was on a mission to find the truth. He scrolled through Margo's web history and stumbled upon a live streaming site, and suddenly bells were ringing. David discovered his daughter was live streaming frequently, like a little internet celebrity. And after checking the earlier videos, he found a girl named Hannah who was always chatting up a storm with her, even sharing her favorite Pokemon charm. In later videos, Hannah was like her shadow, always hanging out with Maggie. From the chats, David learned that Hannah was a waitress, and seeing this Maggie's guardian, he figured she'd know where Maggie was. So David quickly tipped off Officer Ross, hoping they'd track down this Hannah like searching for a beacon. However, Ross calmly told David that the police had already checked out Hannah's restaurant. Her work record was as tight as Trump's tweets. That meant she was in the clear. Ross, being a mother too, felt David's anxiety and wanted to help out. She urged David to take it easy. She had already rallied cops from 16 states to track down Maggie's car. Once they had a lead, they'd let David know. After hanging up, David stood there like a lost puppy, unsure of his next move. Just as he was about to shut down his daughter's computer, one of Maggie's old videos caught his eye. It was Maggie live streaming by a lake. He remembered that lake popping up in her secret account. It seems Maggie was really fond of this spot. Thanks to her tags, he quickly pinpointed the location of Bassel Lake, like a treasure hunter. The evidence mounted, indicating his daughter drove here alone that night, with surveillance matching Bassel Lake's route. Without a second thought, David headed for Bassel Lake, thinking surely this place held some secrets. Subtitles. Then he rushed to this place, made a call to Officer Ross, and it felt as if he was driving a BMW on a treasure hunt, because he found something extremely terrifying. Ross, love, you should go home and get some sleep, okay? Stay quiet, let's solve this riddle together. What are you up to? David confirmed it was his daughter's keychain, and it looked like key evidence. Ross told him to hold tight, she'd be there soon. The next morning, the police fished out Maggie's car from the lake, feeling like they'd hit the jackpot. While they didn't find Maggie's body in the car, this case was clearly a big deal. It set off a media frenzy. Ross classified it as kidnapping, urging searches in nearby woods, like summoning hunters. The news broke, and people started spontaneously organizing searches for the missing Maggie. But after days, still no news. It was getting anxiety-provoking. The storm suddenly rolled in, halting the search efforts, as if this mysterious event was challenging David. Despite David thanking everyone on the news, the situation unraveled, and many netizens began pointing fingers at parents, as if all blame should go. Comments flooded in claiming Maggie's disappearance was all due to David, who could barely keep it together. Meanwhile, some classmates who barely knew Maggie suddenly popped up saying, "She's my BFF." All those friends joining in seemed to be riding the popularity wave, looking like crispy targets. Faced with all the blame, David quietly stared at a picture of his daughter's car, caring only about every clue she left behind. Finally, hard work paid off. He noticed a piece of clothing in the car, like finding hidden treasure. Subtitles. David remembered that his younger brother Peter also had a similar piece of clothing, so he checked the chat records between his daughter and Peter. Upon seeing this, it instantly made him extremely angry. He confronted Peter, throwing some punches, demanding to know how he could stand idly by. Didn't he care about his niece's safety? Under the pressure, Peter reluctantly spilled the truth, and it seemed all roads led back to Wajington. Turns out, after David's wife's passing, Meg's life spirals out of control, but David, lost in his own pain, didn't notice. Abby often confided in her uncle, as Peter, with diluted taboo experiences, unwittingly influenced her. They didn't dare tell David and kept it a secret. No wonder Peter always nudged David to talk things out with Maggie. Just as he finished, David suddenly got a call. Shortly after answering, he collapsed, as a criminal publicly confessed to kidnapping Maggie. Overwhelmed by pressure, he chose to confess, ready to take responsibility, and the video caused a wildfire. When the police arrived at the criminal's home, he had already taken the big dive. Officer Ross told the media the outcome, but she had to announce the case was closed. David couldn't accept the outcome, but could only help arrange a memorial for his daughter. All of this felt like a tragic play. While uploading his daughter's photo, a model's image caught his eye. It was the Hannah who had been chatting with his daughter. David quickly used image recognition to find her info and got in touch with the woman. To his shock, her name wasn't even Hannah. She was actually a model and didn't know David's daughter at all, sending chills down his spine. This meant someone had impersonated the model to deceive Maggie, and the police never verified anything. David was furious. David's gaze shifted to Officer Ross. Didn't she say she'd checked on Hannah? Why the deception? He quickly dug up Ross' info, and in a photo he'd seen earlier, he discovered something spine-chilling. The suicidal criminal was someone Ross had once helped. The web of questions led David to start piecing things together, as if he were diving into a mystery series.